Hi again, so it's lovely to see you all, and I hope you've had a super half term. Now, just before half term, our last place that we visited was Canada, and we were looking at totem poles, and we had the challenge of thinking about what animal you would be on a totem pole and the rest of your family that you live with, or extended family. So I had some lovely responses. So I had some super ones from Bethany and Lewis, Matilda and Bertie, Rebecca and Lucy did a lovely one, Christopher and Elizabeth, and lots of lovely individual ones from Albie, Jamie, Joshua and Elizabeth. And there were snakes, monkeys, unicorns, lions, there was quite a few squirrels like me, and it was lovely to see all the animals that you decided you were and the rest of the members of your family were, so well done for that. Now also I had a fabulous list of different places beginning with the letter D of where we could go to, and I was quite overwhelmed. There were so many places, possible places. It's taken ages to put all those places into this box today. So Lucas and Sophie and Ethan sent me loads of places. We've got Dominican Republic, Darjeeling, Darwin, Delhi, Dublin and Dudley, and where my nan and granddad come from, Derby. That'd be quite a nice place to go back to. So we're going to delve into the box today and see where we're off to next. Right. Denmark. Right. Okay guys, your challenge is, can you find out where Denmark is on a map and see if you can find out some information about it in the next few minutes. Back in a minute. So hopefully you've had a chance to find out a little bit more about Denmark and where it is, and then maybe you found it on a map or looked at it on Google Earth. But let's have a quick look now and see if we can find Denmark. So what did you find out? Denmark is located in the northern Europe, and it's bordered by the Baltic Sea and the North Sea, and it's got 443 named islands that are part of Denmark. Now it is, because it's quite a small island, it's got all these islands, when you're in Denmark you are never more than 52 kilometres from the sea. Now it's a relatively flat, green, lush place, so it's lots of trees, lots of lovely people look after their environment. It's a very clean place and people are very eco-friendly, so up to recycling things, using renewable energies. So it's quite a lovely place to live, and it rains though on average more than 170 days a year, so like nearly half the year is raining. And one more fact, there are more pigs than there are people. There we go. So when I was thinking of Denmark, what could I think of? What did I got about Denmark? Now the first thing that sprung to mind was the Vikings. So one of the most notorious periods in Danish history was the age of Vikings, and Vikings were superb shipbuilders and sailors and crafted amazing long ships so they could sail to places and conquer them. And in around 793 they raided England's tidal island of Lindisfarne and then began to settle on North Yorkshire around there. So Danish people arrived in the United Kingdom quite a long time ago as Vikings back then. Now another thing that sprang to mind when I thought of Denmark was Danish pastries. I do love Danish pastries. Unfortunately I don't have any Danish pastries at the minute, much as I'd love some. So that's another thing that sprung to mind. The other thing that sprung to mind was Lego. So we'll find out a bit more about Lego in a minute, but Lego is definitely something we associate with Denmark. So there's no shortage of Lego in our house. So there's no problems with Lego coming up with that. Now when I was about 6 or 7, I went to Denmark, and this was before there was a Legoland in Britain, in England, and I went on the Lego cars and I had to be past a certain kind of height. So I remember standing on my tiptoes trying to get past the little thing to measure you, and I had to go driving and getting my little Legoland drivers passing the test so that I could go out in a Lego car, which was great fun. Now Theo's going to tell you a little bit more about Lego.
Did you know that the first piece of Lego was made in 1932 and out of wood? Didn't think so. Here are a few more facts you might not know about the toy of the century. They used to be called automatic binding bricks, and they were invented by a Danish man named Old Kurt Christian, who started it when he lost his job as a carpenter. Clearly, the original name lacked some serious catchiness. The name Lego comes from the Danish language. It's made of the first 2 letters of the Danish word leg god, meaning play well. Oh, and the plural of Lego is Lego, so don't even think about adding that S. Every single brick created since 1958 can still interlock together. That means all your sets are interchangeable, whether it's yours, your parents, or even it belonged to your grandparents. Did you know every person on Earth owns an average of 86 Lego bricks? That's a lot of Lego. 6 8-studded bricks fit together in over 915 million different combinations. Computers help Lego calculate this difficult to comprehend number. Overwhelmed, 2 bricks can be combined in 24 different ways, and 3 in 1060 ways. That's a little easier to digest. Only 18 pieces of 1 million are wasted during the production process. The molds are super accurate, within 2,000 of a millimetre, so only a handful fail to meet the company's high quality standards. If Lego figurines were real people, they would be the world's largest population. There are over 4 billion in total. During the holiday season, 28 sets sold every second. Yes, every second. Think about it. That means 1,680 are sold every minute, 100,800 every hour. You get the picture. Lego is the world's largest manufacturer of wheels. Sure, they're mini wheels, but still, the company produces 306 million a year. That's more than Bridgestone. Good year. And finally, in 2014, the Lego Group became the world's largest toy company.
Thank you, Thea. That's really interesting to find out about the history of Lego. Now, there's a lovely video, I think I put a little clip on the Word document with it, that will take you to the history of Lego, made by the Lego Corporation, and it's a wonderful little kind of film all about the history of Lego that you might want to look at in your spare time, so check that out. Now, other things about Denmark that I found out are also just how happy people in Denmark are, and in fact they're one of the happiest countries in the world. And I thought it'd be fascinating to find out a little bit more about why they're such happy people with all that rain and often quite cold, damp, dark days. They're actually really, really happy. I found the only thing I could think of about happiness was got Mr. Happy, who always puts a smile on his face, got Little Miss Sunshine, which you can't help but smile to her. And exploring how we've been feeling, because over the last 2 months you have probably felt lots of different emotions at home, and even today if you're back at school and it's a slight change in how it's been, you're probably feeling anxious, you probably felt angry, you've probably felt tearful, you probably felt happy, you've probably had things that make you feel love, you've probably had people care for you. So I'm sure you've experienced lots of different emotions, and it's important to make sure other people know how you're feeling as well, because sometimes it's not easy to tell people how you're feeling. So I've come up with a Lego inspired way of showing our emotions today, and if you look on our documents, you will find a little version of how you're feeling in Lego Man format, and there's a little Lego sheet there for you to fill in, and on this side we've got some faces, so you can either come up with your own expressions and emotions. So if you want to be happy, you might kind of put a little happy face on. If you want to show sadness, and if you do a range of different emotions on each of the faces, then maybe at the beginning of the day your mum or dad will ask you at home, how are you feeling? And sometimes we don't want to talk, sometimes we're a bit sleepy or a bit grumpy, and we just go, ooh, ooh. But maybe you could just show them a picture just to give them an idea of how you're feeling. The same too with your teachers or someone. Maybe you're just kind of a little bit out of practice of having a conversation. You think, oh, I don't want to talk today, I just want to be left alone. So maybe you can kind of let people know in another way, and then they will think, okay, and they'll give you a little bit of space, and they'll just check on you. So here I've got some expressions that I'm thinking. Now there's another one I put on online as well, whoops, which is the actual faces. So if you want to actually cut through one of these faces, and then each day or each afternoon or each morning when you start your day, you can just show people, right, this is how I'm feeling today. And maybe you'll do one for the whole family, because maybe there could be in my household 5 Lego figures, and you can then make a little kind of self-portrait for each of you. So I could do mine, and my husband could do his, and the kids could do theirs. And then depending on how they're feeling each day, they can change their head, and it just kind of gives everyone a little bit, oh, I'll give Stanley a bit of space today, I think he wants to just be left alone. So there's my face for today, and then you can colour in the rest of your body. So that's one little task I've done at home. Just a way of trying to think, make people aware, and that way that people can then be more sensitive to how you're feeling as well, and you then can be sensitive to how they're feeling. So have a go at that at home and see if it helps at home or at school this week, and see how you get along.